you like listening to podcasts as much as we do, you may want to listen to us while you're working out or going for a run or doing a number of other things. Maybe you're grocery shopping or maybe you listen to us while you're supposed to be working. Whatever it is, if you want to add a beat in the background for some extra motivation, you should check out this new app called Podbeat.
Podbeat is a free mobile app that lets you add any beat style to any podcast for your workout. It's easy to use and free to download in the App Store. Sometimes podcasts may lose your attention because you're just listening to someone talk. With Podbeat, podcasts are a lot more fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the other thing that I really like about Podbeat is that you can choose from a bunch of different beats. So it's not like you're listening to the same thing over and over. There are a ton of options. Some that I prefer myself. I really like the funk beat, which you can hear in the background right now. And another one that's one of my favorites is the trap beat.
I agree. I love the trap beat as well. I also really like that for each beat I pick, I can change the treble, the BPM, the volume, and the bass levels. I'm like my own DJ. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check out Podbeat in the App Store or also on Google Play Store for Android users. Okay, on to the show.
Welcome to the Rewind Rewatch podcast. I'm Joel.
And I'm Andreen.
And we are two siblings who will be reviewing, rewinding, and rewatching 90s movies based upon a listener request. And this is episode 19.
Yep.
And we will be reviewing 1999's Cruel Intentions, another listener request.
Yes. This was requested via email by Megan and Ruby. So thank you both for this request.
All right. I feel like before we get started, like I've noticed, especially as I was rewatching this movie, I'm like, oh, like this is another teen movie. Mm-hmm. Like we've had a few teen movies, but I've also noticed that all the teen movies that we watched, all the teens in the movies were all loaded.
Yes.
I'm like, yo.
Completely.
And I don't think I noticed this in the actual 90s, but like all of the movies that were based around teenage characters, they all were like very wealthy.
Yeah.
Like Clueless and Can't Hardly Wait and this and She's All That. Like all of the characters had a lot of money. And this was probably the peak of it.
The most expensive, yeah. I mean.
These two kids were loaded. So anyway, I will get into more about the film, but I guess just to start us off, we can talk a little bit about the cast of Cruel Intentions.
There's so many people.
Our leads are obviously Ryan Philippe and Sarah Michelle Gellar, who play step siblings.
Yes.
And then we've got
we didn't talk about like the sentence.
Oh, the one sentence summary.
Yeah, you said step siblings, so I was like, oh, that's
all right. Well, there you go.
All right, so I guess I'll do it.
Go ahead. You volunteered yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So you have two spoiled, wealthy step siblings create a bet to deflower a virgin while also messing with the lives of other high school students.
That is they have very cruel intentions. It's
the cruelest of intentions.
Yes. Yeah, that's a pretty decent summary. That's basically what this movie's about. The two spoiled step siblings are played by, as I said, Ryan Philippe and Sarah Michelle Gellar, who at the time was famous for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know if you guys heard that loud noise from my cat jumping around. Thank you, Bruno, for that. And then we've got...
Wait, can we just pause? So Sebastian, Ryan Philippe, like, talk about a heartthrob. Like, I was obsessed with him when this movie came out. So in 99, I was 15. And I remember me and my girlfriend, I will not say her name because I won't want to shout her out, but we would, like, sneak down into her basement, like, watch like Showtime or like Cinemax.
Skin to the necks.
And we were like, after the movie came out on like, it wasn't yet out on VHS, but it was like out on, you know, those channels.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go down to her basement and watch this movie over and over and over again. Cause like he was so hot. Like he was just so hot. And I was like, bruh, if I was Cecile, like, hey.
This movie's definitely racier than I remember.
Oh my God.
It's funny because I'm watching the movie with my girlfriend and she's like, oh yeah, Ryan Philippe. I'm like, yeah, you thought he was hot. Every girl that he was hot. She's like, yeah, now I'm watching the movie. He just looks like a regular white man.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. It was kind of sad.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened?
I don't know. I don't know if it was maybe the fact of you not being 15 anymore, or maybe it's the fact that I don't know. He was just one of those. He was kind of like a white guy with lips. Kind of like how
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, it was basically Angelina Jolie for girls.
Yeah, okay, I think that might be right. Yeah, he just had this appeal about him, and then of course, like throw in the fact that he was a complete asshole. You know, the whole like, oh, he's
women love that.
He's trash, but he's a womanizer,
especially 15-year-old girls.
Yeah, so there was that.
So you were more attracted to him because he was trash
at that age, I think.
Okay.
And also, like, he had a lot of money. He had a swag about him. Like, he was very confident.
He definitely was very swaggered.
Yeah.
Why are girls attracted to jerks? Like, what is that about?
There's something about, like, them not pining over you that makes it a little bit attractive. Because, like, you have the guys who are, like, falling over themselves, like, let me take you out. And you're like, okay, like.
Oh, wow.
He's
so nice and giving. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Like,
how dare he?
When it's like. When they have no backbone almost and they're just like willing to agree with whatever you say, it just seems like it's too easy and it's just not that attractive.
Surely, though, there's a middle ground between being a pushover and being an asshole.
There is. But I'm just saying in this context, like, you know, he was a jerk, he was good looking, and he had mad money. And it was like when he met that girl in the mall and he's like, oh, what's your name? Clarissa. He's like, oh, you're so beautiful. I'm going to take you to lunch. Like, there was no question. It wasn't, are you available? I would like to. It's like, oh, I'm taking you to lunch. And she's like, oh, okay. Because, like, what are you going to say to that? No. You're going to be like, oh, this guy is showing initiative. And he's, so, yeah.
Yeah.
He had the appeal.
And then it's exactly how his character played as well. Like, very much like, I'm just going to swag these girls out and get exactly what I want every time. We've got a few minor roles here by Selma Blair, who plays Cecile, big part of this movie.
She was great in that role.
As well as Reese Witherspoon, who plays Annette. She might very well be a major character. I don't even know if she's a minor character.
No, I see her as major.
She's a big part of this movie. And then also minor roles by Joshua Jackson, who was on Dawson's Creek at the time, as well as Sean Patrick Thomas, who was famous for Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance, yeah.
And a bit part, but from Tara Reid, who was only in one scene. And I think this is the year after or the year of American Pie.
Same year.
So I think they probably just threw her in there just to kind of throw us a bone.
Right.
It's
pun intended.
Right, yeah. Threw me a bone, that's for sure. It's funny because, like, watching this movie, it felt very like, it was giving me like MTV vibes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know why, but like something about this film, the way that it's shot, the way that the people who are in it, the way that the script was, it just felt it reminded me of like watching MTV.
Because it's that time for you. Like being young and just watching these kids. And like, again, like we'll get into the parts, but watching it back as an adult, this movie is so inappropriate. But
it's wildly inappropriate.
But I remember like being young and like loving this movie so much. Like thinking it was racy and edgy, but it was just so good. And now I'm watching it and I'm like, whoa, there's so much that did not age well. Like so much.
Well, that's kind of the point of this podcast. So, I mean, I guess we'll get into that. Essentially, we start the film with, did you recognize the opening shot? I had to rewind it because I was like, wait, what's happening here?
The opening shot. I remember him driving in this car, right?
He is driving in his car. And before we see Sebastian in his car, the car is kind of like panning a landscape and it's panning a landscape in very quick succession where you can't really make out what it is. And as the pan slows, you see that it's actually panning over a cemetery.
Oh, some foreshadowing there.
Significant foreshadowing, which I don't think I've ever recognized before. And I should also note that this is a movie that Andreen used to watch a lot when she was in high school. I remember her watching it. So I remember like bits and pieces of it from when like you used to watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever watched it as often as you did. And I don't think I've seen this movie in like 20 years. So
Okay.
a lot of it I had forgotten about. And I certainly did not remember that opening shot. And I was like, oh, wow. Like they're kind of like hinting at like there's going to be some death here.
Interesting.
So then we see Sebastian driving to his therapy session. And right away I'm like, who is this kid?
Right.
Like, how old is he? And why is he wearing a suit? He's wearing like a
Yes.
He's wearing like a double-breasted suit to his therapy session. And what is he supposed to be in high school?
17 around?
I don't understand.
Yeah, they're still in high school.
Why is he dressed this way?
But this is also how Catherine, his step-sibling, also dresses. Like, she's wearing like a corset with like a suit jacket and slacks. You never see her in anything but slacks or a dress and heels.
That's true.
Like, she's very like Audrey Hepburn-esque at
Swish
times.
out. Yeah.
With like the big glasses and the hat. Like, that's how she's dressing. And I'm like, I think it's kind of a nod to show like it's the upper crust.
Yeah.
They have all this money that like, why would she not be wearing Prada? Like,
And he's driving like a vintage Jaguar.
yeah, it's a 1956 Jaguar Roadster. So it's like, bruh. Come on. But yeah, the therapy session was like, oh, he's a poor, tortured, rich kid, you know? Like, and he says this line to his therapist, like, you have killer legs. I'd love to photograph them. And she's like, okay, you schmuck. Like, get out of here. Here's my book, by the way. It's a gift. And then her note, she's like, bill him for the book.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like she's overcharging him. He's aware of it. And they have this game. It's almost like part of me is like, why is he even seeing this therapist? Because like
I'm sure his parents made him go.
Force him. Yeah.
Because he's a jerk, which we find out very soon after that this guy is like a master manipulator. Would you call Sebastian a sociopath?
I mean, not any more so than his sister. I mean,
yes.
yeah. But,
and is he a sociopath still? Like his sister definitely is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because they're playing with people just for the sake of playing with them.
Right.
Like he even like having sex with Tara Reid's character was just for just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Really, it's like, oh, she's overcharging me.
Yeah, so let me screw my therapist's daughter and then post her nudes online.
Yeah, and then the whole "you are a slut, you are a slut" on the website, very harsh.
Yeah,
extremely harsh.
That word seems to have kind of like gone away. Like I feel like that word was everywhere in the 90s. Like it was slut this and slut that.
Yeah,
and maybe that has to do with like, I don't know, seeing women as people now, which is nice to see.
Hooray!
we finally got there. Shout out to us. So yeah, so we see that he's in this therapy session, and you're led to believe, at least in the opening scene, that maybe he's taking it seriously, but you very soon find out that he is not. He is playing with his therapist. We find out that he's basically manipulated her daughter. He meets this woman immediately afterwards, basically takes her out to lunch, gets her number, and is basically just like, I'm so bored with this that I'm not even going to bother.
Exactly. I want to stop you right there before we move on from that therapy session. The therapist, Swoosie Kurtz, do you recognize her?
She looks familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint where.
She was the opposing counsel in Liar Liar.
Oh, wow. I can't lie. Wow. Yeah. She's very funny in that movie. She was good in this too. She only had one scene, but she did a good job.
She killed it. All right, so let's move on to Catherine.
Yes. So after he leaves therapy, we meet stepsister Catherine, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she is similar to Sebastian, but she presents differently. Sebastian is this jerk who everybody knows is manipulative. And he uses women, he sleeps with them, he does what he wants, and he does it with a smile.
Right.
And he kind of has this reputation of being this jerk kid. Catherine is like the student body president at their uppity private school. What was it called? The
I can't even recall.
I can't remember more. It wasn't Morehouse.
No, they did not go to Morehouse.
And so she is like seen as like this reputable girl who's good grades and she's good for society and da 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 da. And
Manchester Prep.
Manchester, that's what it was. And she kind of has a way better reputation than her brother.
Yeah, for sure.
But we soon find out that she's just as manipulative. She just does a better job of hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're basically these two peas in a pod. Their parents are married, although we don't see them at any point in the film.
We do see a photo.
Yes.
Did you catch that?
Not really.
So
I think they're at the end of the movie at the funeral.
Yeah, so there's like a photo that they have as they're like panning through this lavish home that they live in, and if you hit pause because I'm a crazy person, you'll see they have Sebastian, Catherine, Catherine's mom, Sebastian's dad, and Bill Clinton are in a photo.
Oh, okay. I do remember seeing Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And I do remember that. Yes.
And this is in 99, so he's currently president.
Right.
So it's like these people clearly have clout and have money because they're shaking hands with the president.
Right. So they are both basically like psychopaths. They use people, abuse people for no real reason other than like their own enjoyment and pleasure. It seems like Sebastian kind of gets a kick out of being able to manipulate women. But he seems to be getting bored with it. He's like, I'm like, this is not even fun. These girls are just so easy. And it's like, there's no challenge here. Meanwhile,
well, Catherine's mad because her boyfriend broke up with her. So her boyfriend's name was Court Reynolds, and he was played by Charlie O'Connell. And
I mean, Court Reynolds.
Yeah, that name is
sounds like money. That sounds like money.
Yeah,
he definitely played high school lacrosse. He definitely,
or maybe on the row team.
Rowing.
Row team.
He could have been a rowing.
Yeah,
that's right.
So she's saying that she went to great lengths to satisfy him, and there's a scene where like she's giving him a blowjob in the car and he's passed out drunk. And basically he breaks up with her and he's more interested in this character named Cecile, who is played by Selma Blair. And she's upset because it's like, how dare he break up with me for this naive, sheltered, twit, essentially is what she calls her. And so what she's trying to do is she's asking Sebastian to, basically turn Cecile into a quote unquote slut to get back at Court
There's
Reynolds.
that word again.
I'm just telling you what she that's what she wanted.
Yeah, there.
She's like, oh, use her, abuse her, get her to be a little bit more.
Late 90s was all about sluts, folks. That's what it was all about.
So that's her whole thing. And Sebastian at first is like, no, because that's going to be way too easy. Like the first time we meet Cecile, okay, she's in the house with her mom, and the mom is like falling all over Catherine, trying to get Catherine to
Catherine's the goat.
Get her daughter in her good graces and make sure that, Catherine leads her towards the path of popularity, which is like, bro, why do you care what this girl? I mean, I don't know. But so she's sitting down wearing this like koala bear cartoon t-shirt. I'm like, how old is this girl?
This character is very bizarre.
and then she's sitting there like with her legs open, and Sebastian's like, I like your shirt, and she's like, oh, thanks.
Thanks. My father took me on a trip to Australia.
How are things down under? Blossoming, I hope.
Sebastian.
And that line always makes me laugh.
But it's also the fact that she's sitting on the couch with her legs open.
And then her mom says, close your legs. This is not Jamaica. I was like, oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, her mom is a trip, as we'll soon find out. And yeah, Catherine basically sees this as an opportunity to get back at her ex-boyfriend by corrupting Cecile, who's very easily corruptible. It's unclear exactly how this woman is so juvenile and sheltered. Like it's one thing to be like, I feel like, the Annette character that's played by Reese Witherspoon is like, she's
She came from a small town.
Yeah, she came from a small town or, whatever. But this girl is like, she plays like she's like an 8-year-old. I'm just like, how is she, like, it seemed way more over the top watching it now.
I agree.
Than, I feel like they were trying to nail this concept of like, oh, this character is so naive, but it's like she just comes off like she's like in 4th grade.
Yeah, I mean, so as I was watching it, I kept thinking, I kept looking to see if maybe there were like cues of like a cognitive defect, but there weren't. Like there was, I mean, I honestly was, because I was like, I feel like there's something a little off here.
Cognitive defect. I'm gonna use that one.
That's what I thought of initially, but there really weren't enough signs of that. It just, like you said, seemed a little bit odd. But that's her character. She's extremely young and so on and so forth. But at first, like I said, Sebastian's like, this is going to be way too easy. I don't want to do that. And he says, you want to see a real challenge? Here. And then he pulls out this magazine, 17. And
magazine.
Let me tell you, boy, I used to love some 17 magazine, especially when I was too young to read it.
Of course. I feel like 17 magazine was really catered to 13-year-olds who thought that it would be cool to read a magazine for 17-year-olds.
Yeah, but they were talking about like sex and stuff. Like they were talking about like...
Yeah.
It's like, we're like 12. Like, we probably shouldn't be reading this.
Well.
How to please your man.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
And fun fact about this is like the cover that we're seeing from the 17 magazine with Jennifer Love Hewitt on it, it's an actual cover from the February 1997 issue.
Oh, there we
so
go.
it's a real magazine. They pulled it out. And then, so in this magazine, there's an article where Annette, played by Reese Witherspoon, is doing her whole manifesto. Is the Virgin's Manifesto.
Virgin's Manifesto.
About why she's waiting. And this part was funny when Sebastian's reading it and he's like, blah, blah, blah. I love my parents. Blah, blah, blah. Making a mature decision. Blah, blah, blah. I have a boyfriend named Trevor and he understands. And then Catherine's character says Trevin's a F word, which I'm not going to repeat. And again, I'm like, it doesn't age.
Yeah, that
doesn't age.
There's that word again. We're right back to she's all that.
And it's like, which of course is like the idea that like, if you're deciding not to do that, then you must be gay.
Yeah, if you're not Skeet Ulrich in Scream, then obviously you don't like women.
We started off hot and heavy. Nice solid R rating on our way to an NC-17.
If you're not forcing yourself on your girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that. So his whole idea is the fact that if he can get this woman, so he finds out that although she's from Kansas, her father has just become the new headmaster at their school, and that over the summer, Annette will be staying at his aunt's house. So he's like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to get in there and like, I'm going to see if I can get her. So Catherine's like, there's no way. She's way out of really impossible. So this is where the bet comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you describe their like sexual tension, like between Catherine and Sebastian? Because it was very...
It's high.
Well...
It's high. So the way that I would describe their relationship is Sebastian knows that he can basically sleep with whatever girl he wants. And the one girl that is somewhat off limits to him is Catherine because she's his stepsister. But they aren't blood relatives and they're very flirty with each other. Within like the first scene that they're together, he's like rubbing on her breasts.
She's basically
and she starts grinding on him, and like it's very much like they're doing everything to suggest that there's a sexual relationship besides actually having sex.
Right.
So he, I think, is turned on by the idea of like this is like the final frontier of like girls that I can conquer, and she, I think, is intrigued by the power that she has over him.
Yeah.
Knowing that she has sex appeal, that he is attracted to her, and knowing that like I'm the one person that he can't have, and I have this power over this guy that basically smashes whoever he wants.
Right.
On top of that, we talked about like how she's jealous of Cecile and wants to torture her because of her ex-boyfriend. She also mentions the fact that like whenever she's involved with a guy, she always loses them to like these sweet innocent girls. So within this fact of like her having power over Sebastian, I think there's also this sense of like a lack of self-worth because even though she's promiscuous and she gets guys to sleep with her, nobody wants to commit to her.
Yeah.
So she never actually has a boyfriend. And I think a part of that is also like enveloped in her own what's the word I'm looking for? Like her dissatisfaction with life.
Yeah.
It's like she doesn't have actual connection with anybody. And that makes her, I think, more villainous.
Yeah, it's true. It seems as though Sebastian and Catherine only have each other.
Yeah.
And that relationship is extremely toxic.
Although I would argue that Sebastian is more by choice. I think Catherine's is more of a defense mechanism based on the fact that she doesn't really know how to connect with others. I think she seeks relationships with guys based on, sex.
Yeah, it's very easy.
And then it's like, like if I do this, I'm giving Court Reynolds head in his car.
Yeah.
So why does he want to be with me? Like she
Right.
doesn't understand that like that's not going to make
That's not it. Somebody stay.
Yeah, that's not going to make people actually fall in love with you.
Yeah, and I mean Sebastian does have that one the gay friend played by Joshua Jackson.
Yeah.
That he later on
Blaine.
Yeah, he later on goes to talk to him to get some information. So basically this bet is made. So if Sebastian's able to sleep with Annette, then he can in turn sleep with Catherine.
The final frontier.
And at first he's not really going for it, because then she's like, but if I win and you can't do it, I get your car. And he's like, there's no way. My car's worth a lot of money. Like, it's a classic. No way. And then she's like, you can put it anywhere. And then he's like, oh.
Well, that changes the whole bet.
And then he's like, all right, you got it.
If I can put it anywhere.
And then, yeah.
I'm willing to lose my vintage Jaguar.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sure he can get another vehicle. Like, it's not,
So there's kind of like two plot lines at play here, right?
Yes.
You've got like this one plot line of the virgin with the boyfriend who Sebastian's trying to sleep with. And then you've also got this immature, naive Cecile character who Catherine just wants to screw with for the sake of her own
getting
satisfaction.
back at her. Right.
Now, Cecile's not part of the bet.
No, but he does initially agree to do it because if you remember, the first time he tries to get at Annette, he says in the pool area, they get into the pool at the aunt's house. He goes to see her, and
because they're both basically staying at the aunt's house.
Yeah,
like Annette's definitely staying.
She's staying there. So apparently, where he and Catherine live is out in the city, but because his aunt lives in the country, he's like, I'm just gonna go stay there and like try to kick it with her. So,
and this is New York City. So they're like Upper East Side, and then their aunt probably lives in like the Hamptons or something.
Right. Chappaqua or something like that.
Oh man.
So he goes out there, and there's a night where he's in the pool area and he's blasting Love Fool by the Cardigans. And I kind of want to pause here because the music in this movie was spectacular.
It was very 90s.
Oh my gosh. Love Fool is one of my faves to this day.
Great song.
So he's blasting that, and he's blasting in Annette's guest room. So she comes out, and he's like sitting in a wheelchair for some reason in the pool area, just being Sebastian.
Unclear.
And she comes out, and she's like, is that blasting in the whole house? He's like, no, just in your room. And so she's like, okay. Like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, let's go in for a swim. So she agrees to get into the pool with him, and of course she comes out with her swimsuit on, and he's butt naked, has his butt to her, so that when she comes out, she could peek a peep at his stuff. Then he turns around. He's like, oh, do you mind turning around so I can put on my swimsuit? It's like, come on, bro.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's annoying about this scene and really their whole relationship up to this point.
His butt was tight, though. I will say that on the record. No comment.
There was no one asking for you to put it on the record. No one asked.
I want to put on the record.
Are you willing to put on the record? That was voluntarily put on the record. The thing about this scene and the thing about like. She basically gets information before she gets to New York that like, yo, this Sebastian dude is bad news. Like he's trash. He's a master manipulator. He lies to women. He'll tell you whatever he wants to tell you to try to get in your pants.
Right.
And she's like, oh, like I already heard about you. Like I'm not even going to engage. And despite the fact that she continuously tells him this, she still engages. Like,
Because he's hot. Hello.
and then it's also the fact of you claim that you're not willing to have sex. You claim that
You
you
love
have
your boyfriend.
this boyfriend that you love who's like in another
In Kansas, I guess.
Yeah, he's somewhere. But he's not in New York. And then it's like, oh, I heard about you. I know I shouldn't trust you, but I'm gonna get in a pool
Let's just
with
kick
you
it.
at 10:30 at night.
But
Like-
nothing happened. Like, I mean, so they get in there and he tries to,
But like,
no, I get it.
it's like, bro,
I mean,
like,
it gets worse.
it does get worse. And the whole time I'm like, it's one thing if she's just like, oh, screw this guy's hot
And
and I
he's-
want in.
Yeah.
But it's like every time they hang out, she keeps mentioning the fact that like, I was told I shouldn't trust you, mister. I don't know. But then it's like, you keep saying you don't know, but then you're doing all the things that you were told specifically not to
You know
do.
what it reminds me of? Popeye, the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time, what was her name?
Olive oil? Yeah.
Every time, like, his name was Bruno, right?
Brutus.
Oh, Brutus. So Brutus
Close.
would like, do whatever. And then Olive Oil would like go and talk to him or whatever. And then he'll end up like tying her to a train track
Yeah,
or
of
something.
course, naturally.
And then Papa got to come and save her every time. And I'm like, at what point do you stop talking to Brutus and then just stay with Papa?
I bested your boyfriend, and now you're my personal fair lady.
No, never, not ever. Help, Popeye.
No.
Every episode.
Yeah, it was every episode.
Why was she so dumb?
Hey, Brutus had those muscles, man.
But so did Popeye.
Only after he ate a can of spinach.
that's
In
true.
one gulp, mind you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of spinach. And without chewing, he never chewed. But yeah, this is definitely giving Olive Oil and Brutus.
Yeah.
And so like this whole thing's happening. Meanwhile, Sebastian is trying to win this bet. There's a whole subplot of him and Blaine, who has a secret relationship with the star of the football team who's in the closet. And
Yeah.
they blackmail him to figure out like
Who it is that told
who
her.
told her the information.
Yeah.
Come to find out, it's Cecile's mother who went to Annette and basically said, like, don't talk to this man. So now they're like, oh, all right. We already are plotting against Cecile. Let's ratchet up the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, these two awful step siblings are like, yo, like let's see what else we can do here. Meanwhile, come to find out, Cecile isn't even interested in Catherine's ex.
At all.
So like that could have just been the end of it, right? Because the whole point of this was Court Reynolds dumped me because he wants to be with Cecile. But then when she starts talking to Cecile, Cecile's basically like, oh, I'm not interested in Court at all.
I like Ronald.
I actually like Ronald, who's like teaching me cello.
That's just Sean Patrick Thomas character.
So then it's like, oh,
But
this girl's not a threat to me. It could have been over.
it could have, but you gotta
nah.
think about it. But because of Sebastian, in Sebastian's mind, it's like, yo, Cecile's mom was bad mouthing me. I'm going to ruin her daughter.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with Catherine? Because she don't care
Catherine's
about
a terrible
Sebastian.
person. But I just feel like Sebastian, the reason why he was still in it was like, oh, like her mom tried to play me, so I'm gonna get back and make sure her daughter is ruined.
I agree with that. I feel like Catherine was more invested in this whole Cecile situation.
She definitely was. I mean,
But like, very early in the film, we find out that she actually has no reason to. So at this point, she's just doing it for no reason other than, she just sees these people's lives as her personal choice. Cecile is very naive. Catherine teaches her how to French kiss.
so about that scene.
Yes.
Do you remember watching that when you were younger? Does that?
Oh, this scene was iconic.
Yeah.
It's Selma Blair and Sarah Michelle Gellar making out in a film with a close up of their tongues in 1999. It was a big deal.
They won like MTV's Best Kiss
I'm sure they did.
for that.
You remember this one, and obviously you remember Wild Things.
Wild Things.
I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was just
God.
like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Because that's Neve Campbell and Denise Richards,
Yeah.
who was like ridiculously
so
hot.
hot. Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar was pretty hot too. But Denise Richards is like another level. So that one stands out more. But like, yeah, anytime you get two girls to kiss, even when there's no lesbian characters in the film, it's just like, this is gratuitous. Just exactly what you're looking for as a teenager.
Gratuitous and perfect.
Yeah.
So
There's even when their lips separate. There's like
the
a little
saliva.
There's a little drip of sweat. A little drip of spit that's just disconnects from their two lips. That's like I said, there's a very close up.
I can see you remembered that very vividly.
I watched it last night. If I had forgotten at the time, I was rewinded on my rewinded. I was reminded on my rewind
last night. So I was thinking about the Ronald character in Cecile and these cello lessons. Like, bro, he was straddling her.
It's also worth pointing out that Ronald is a black man.
Yeah,
which is a big part of this.
Sean Patrick Thomas, yeah. So like he sits behind her, like has his mouth in her neck, and I'm like, this is not how you give a cello lesson. I'm pretty sure.
Have you ever had cello
No,
lessons?
but I'm pretty sure that's not how you do it.
You don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you do it. So Catherine walks in and sees this, and she's like, oh, this is what's happening. Like these two got something going on. And Cecile confides in her that Ronald's been writing her letters, and she's been hiding them in her dollhouse in her bedroom.
This is some like Romeo and Juliet type stuff.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the Romeo and Juliet kind of reminds me of the Annette and Sebastian thing as well, because it's like, how'd y'all fall for each other so fast? But anyway, we'll get to that. So they have this whole like romance, and he's hiding the letters, and so this is where the kiss comes in, because she's trying to teach her this is how you kiss a guy. And then she says to her like, well, you do like Ronald. You want to make sure that you're good for him. Like you should probably use Sebastian as your teacher. She's like, wouldn't that make me a slut? And she's like, again, the word. And she's like, no.
The word.
She's like, no, everybody does it. It's just that nobody talks about it. So they have this scene where she is supposed to sneak out of the house to go see Sebastian. And so they have her put like a...
Well, this is the whole thing, though. This is before. Because at first, when they had the kiss scene, it's like, this is how you can kiss Ronald. Mm-hmm. And they're supposed to kiss, but they keep like
she's watching them on video.
She plants a camera in this girl's house, so she's watching her, and she's like, "This girl's so stupid. How does she not kiss him yet?"
She says, "Peace out."
Yeah, she's awful. She's like really awful. So then they're like, "Oh, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Let's have her come over, and we'll tell her to write some letters to Ronald back."
That's right.
That's how they get her over the house. So then when she comes over the house,
he gives her a drink.
That's what he gives her the drink, and she's like, "Oh, I can help you write these letters." So this is the whole thing. And then she basically gets drunk unbeknownst to herself. She's like, "Oh, what is in this iced tea? It's really good." He's like, "Oh, it's from Long Island."
She has no idea.
So she's basically now tipsy, and he just starts taking photos of her randomly, which, again, we talk about things not aging well.
Yeah. This is so predatory.
Why are you taking photos of me? Oh, I'm just taking photos. You look good, but you should try to look sexier. Like, it would be sexier if you open up your jacket.
Well, even before that, he says to her like, "Oh, you can't be sexy." It's the whole idea of like, "Oh, you can't." She's like, "Yes, I can."
Yeah, he hits her with the Jumanji.
Yeah, reverse psychology.
The reverse psychology from Jumanji.
Yes, I can. So she opens up her jacket, shows her little bra. He's taking pictures of her, and he's like, "No, it'd be really sexy." He's like, "If you took all your clothes off." She's like, "Nah, bruh. Like that's too much." So she's getting ready to go, and then he's like, "All right, well, I'll just call your mom and tell her you're here." And she's like, "My mom? You can't call her." And he's like, "Oh gosh, she doesn't know you're here." Playing with her. So then he says, "Okay, I just want to give you a kiss goodbye." Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Okay, fine." So she closes her eyes because she's 5.
And she's also like, "Oh, I'm finally gonna get to practice what Catherine showed me."
Right. So she's standing there, and you see him like start to pull her pants apart, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't want to kiss you there. I want to kiss you there." And then she's like, "You promise?" And she's like, "Okay." It's all very like the grooming behavior. It was just cringe. It's
really bad.
It's really bad.
That scene is really bad because if you're keeping track at home, he invites her over under false pretenses, gets her drunk without her knowledge, starts taking photos of her without her permission, and then goes down on her while she's intoxicated.
Ugh. Yeah. It's not great.
So he's an awful person at this point.
It's not great. So then the next day she goes and she tells Catherine what happened, and Catherine initially is thinking like he raped her because he says to him like, "Did he force himself on you?" And she's like, "No, nothing like that." And she's like, "You may just give him a blowjob?" She's like, "No, ew." She's like, "Well, what happened?" Mm-hmm. And so when she basically Cecile whispers in her ear Like, he pulled down my pants and started doing the ABCs with his tongue, whatever.
Jeez.
But Catherine's laughing. Like, she's smiling. She's like, and then she's like,
He went down on you.
That's what you call it.
Well, did you like it?
No.
No.
Well, I don't know. It was weird.
and then of course she started describing at first, she's like, it was tickling, and then it felt icky, but then it felt kind of good. And then I had like an explosion. And she's like, Cecile, you had your first orgasm. You're becoming a woman. I'm very proud of you. And she's like, I am? And it's like, bro, like, none of this is good.
Yeah, all it took was Catherine telling her that it was good.
Yeah.
And then she was like fully on board.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, you know, if you really want to be prepared for Ronald's, now that you've had your first experience sexually,
Keep going back.
then you basically have to just like have as much sex as you can.
Right.
And that way you'll be very ready for when Ronald wants to have sex with you. So she's like, oh, this sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Like, this girl is an
Perfect.
8-year-old, like I said.
But what's funny to me is that how she goes from, like, because the first time with Sebastian we see, like, it's literally just, like, the going down on. They don't have sex till later on. But, like, when we see her, matter of fact, the first time they had sex, because I remember her saying, like, should it burn like this? And
She said, like, is it supposed to hurt this much?
and he's like, yeah, it's the first time, it'll pass. And then she's like,
And what is she doing when she says that?
she's eating the cherries, popping the cherries in her mouth. Yeah, that was great. Well,
Well,
I mean, as far as, like, not...
I don't know if it was great.
I didn't mean her. How you say? I meant the whole
The imagery.
director. Yeah, the director having her eat cherries was interesting. But then like she went from like being completely naive and like not wanting to do anything, and then like she's like, he wants to take a shower, and she's like, you want company? And he's like, no, I'm good. And she's like, you want a blowjob? And he's like, no. And she's like, rude. And I'm like, what happened to her? Like one night, and now
she had
she's
sex once,
Yeah.
and now she's like...
now she's Julia Roberts in
Pretty Woman, yeah.
Pretty Woman.
She went from blowjob, yeah, to you want a blowjob? It's like, oh my God. This woman's changed drastically in the span of
Apparently her voice
96 hours.
Her voice changed as well.
Yes. So all while this is going on, Sebastian is continuing this charade with Annette. He's getting closer to her, and after they blackmail the football player who's still in the closet, they basically convince him to basically like lie to her and tell her that Sebastian's a good
He's
guy.
a good guy.
And they know each other because they're from the same hometown. So he's like, yo, you should trust me. Like, you've known me so long. I've never lied to you.
Ugh.
But he's doing all this because he doesn't want the streets to find out that he's a gay
He's
man.
gay. Although to him, first of all, it's the Gregster. That's his name, the Gregster.
Okay, sorry.
The Gregster is not a gay man. He says every time he sees Blaine, they'll hook up, and then he's like, "Come on, man, I'm not gay." So it's like he's not really gay.
Of course.
You know, he's just in the
All right,
moment.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I'm not touching that
In his
one.
mind, he's not gay.
So at this point, she's like, maybe he's not so bad. And he's,
This is the nursing home
he's
guy?
obviously charming. He's a good looking guy, and he knows how to say the things. Like like I said, I've said this 3 times already. He's a master manipulator. Like he knows how to say the things to get people to at least second guess themselves. And this is basically what he's doing.
You know what really blew me about him was the nursing home scene. Like a lot of things he did were.
Why was that the one that stood out?
I mean, clearly, like the Annette. I mean, the Cecile stuff was predatory and rapey, and yes, it's obviously bad. But he's going to a nursing home with her because his aunt is supposed to be going there to volunteer, but somehow she can't make it, and so Annette and Sebastian volunteer in her stead. And when they get there, they split them up, and they're basically meant to spend the afternoon with these elderly patients to spend time with them.
Right.
And he's in the room with this woman. The entire time he's playing a crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
And the woman's talking to him, and she's like, did I ever tell you time about my husband? He's like, yeah, you did, which I'm sure she didn't.
No.
And then he says to her, oh, yeah, we played backgammon, and you beat me 3 times. And she's like, I did? He's like, yeah, it was great. So then, of course, Annette comes in with one of the nurse's aides, and they ask him how it was, and he, like, poses with the old woman. He's smiling. And it's like, oh, yeah, we had a great time. She was a lot of fun. And the old lady's like, yeah, we played backgammon and I won 3 times. And it's like, bro, like, you're just using this old woman who just, like, needs company. It just seems like you hear about people being mistreated in like elderly facilities. It just rubbed me the wrong way because it's like, bro, like you're better off not even going in there at all.
So let's play devil's advocate. What if that actually made her day?
Thinking that she played backgammon 3 times?
She thought she won 3 times. She was like, wow, today was so much fun. And granted, she didn't do any of it, but she's going
Her
senile.
memory's so bad.
And she actually doesn't remember. So he basically just like, he basically Men in Blacked her.
I was about to say that.
It's like you're senile.
Neuralizer.
So I'm just going to tell you, like, this is what happened. And now this is going to be your
Now
new
this
truth.
is your story.
I'm not suggesting that you should lie to old women, but
I hope not.
I also feel like, yeah, I guess devil's advocate.
Okay.
Is that the worst thing in the world for her to feel like she had a great time, even if he didn't do anything other than play his crossword? And I will also say, in his defense, this is also indicative of the fact that he's starting to kind of fall for her, because on the way back, he basically admits, like, yeah, I actually didn't like that at all. And it was actually like, I don't like volunteering. I don't like doing any of that. That was like mad miserable for me. So that's like the first moment of the film where he's like honest with her.
Yeah.
Because at every other point up until the nursing home, he's basically just BSing her. And she's starting to feel like, oh, like this guy's opening up. He's good company, da-da-da. And then as he's driving them back home, she basically like reaches over and holds his hand.
Oh, this is the making the faces scene where she's making those stupid faces.
And I'm just like,
yeah, I didn't like that.
does she still have a boyfriend? Or,
That's the whole thing.
like, do you still have a boyfriend
Nobody-
and you're just like holding this other man's hand? Like, this is kind of weird to me. So we're led to believe at this point now that
They're falling for each other.
they're falling for each other. And I think what was unclear to me, especially as I was watching, is like, is he actually, it kind of reminded me of She's All That, in the sense of like, you're hanging out with this person as a bet. At what point
Does that
am
change?
I, as an audience member, supposed to recognize that, like, oh, he's being sincere? And I would
Well,
say, like,
it's-
Zach from She's All That is a way better guy than
Oh,
this jabroni.
clearly.
But I never got the sense that he was being genuine, even when he was, because they spent like the first hour of the film drilling home the fact that this guy was
Trash.
very manipulative and never sincere.
Right. I think the obvious part is, of course, when he finally, and even then, it still made me feel bad. So it gets to a point where eventually he's able to, wear her down, like Steve Urkel would say.
I'm wearing you down.
He wears her down, and he says something like, she's afraid of love. And it's like, come on, this is...
Oh, you talking about when he's trying to sleep with her?
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're afraid of love. You love to give yourself in. Love is right here, and you're turning your back on it.
Yes.
And
He
then-
says you're going to have to live the rest of your life knowing that you walked away from love. God. Because her whole thing was like, I don't equate sex with just a physical act. I equate it with like an act of love. And if I'm not in love with the person, then I'm not going to sleep with them.
Right.
So he basically tries to sleep with her after this whole holding hands thing. And then he's like, yo, if you don't really feel like you love me, then fine, I'm just going to leave. But just know that you blew it. And this is the whole, well, now I'm just referencing movies we've already reviewed. But this is now reminding me of Scream. Like, this is basically like the manipulation to try to get into someone's pants that works.
Yeah.
And so she's basically like, oh my God, he's right. I do love him.
love him.
Oh, I should lose my virginity.
Yeah.
now. So then she's like, wait, don't leave. And she locks the door.
Right.
And she lays on the bed and she's ready to be taken.
And he doesn't do it.
And he doesn't.
And that's the moment for me where I was like, oh, he likes her. Because
It was not until that moment for me.
for me,
too.
yeah. For
And
me,
I'm
it was
gonna
that
be
moment.
honest with you. I was actually really shocked
Yeah.
because the way that this character was presented, it was like, oh, he's just an animal.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was the first point in the film where I'm like, wait, this guy has a conscience? Because he hasn't shown it at any other point in this film with any other person. Like, even with his stepsister, he doesn't really respect her. He just sees her as a conquest as well. So it's like, where did this even come
Well,
from?
you
like,
know what this is.
Are we led to believe that, like, this is the first time that he's actually shown any sort of compassion to another human?
You know what this is? This is the Pretty Woman Richard Gere moment in the meeting where he's like, we're not going to go through with buying the company.
That was even worse.
And it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's
It
the
did
same
come
thing.
out-
Like
yeah.
it's the same kind
It
of
did come out of
idea.
nowhere.
It's the same
It did
kind of
come out of
idea.
nowhere.
It's like, oh, I'm with this woman, and she's making me feel all these things, and now because of it, I'm changing the way that I normally would act. So that's a very similar thing that I saw here. So now she's blown because she's like, what the heck? So she decides, I'm just gonna leave his aunt's house. This is too much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take the train to like her friends in the city or something. I'm not sure where she was going, but she's like, I'm leaving. Sebastian goes home and he tells Catherine what happened, and Catherine's like, you had a chance to sleep with her and you didn't? Like, she's disgusted.
Not to mention, at this point, they have successfully gotten Ronald, the cello teacher, fired.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
They
That mom was
basically
mad.
exposed to the mom
The
letters that Ronald had been writing to Cecile. The mom is a raging racist, so she's basically like, get out of my house.
But don't forget, she voted for Colin Powell.
No, she donated money to Colin Powell. Don't give me that racist crap. Me and my husband donate to Colin Powell. And then when Catherine goes to talk to the mom about the fact that they have this illicit relationship, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And Catherine's like, I know, I mean, your daughter, she's so young and he's so... And the mom goes, black!
No, but wait, one more part is when she confronts him and she's like, I got you off the streets. And he's like, off the streets? I live at 59th and Park.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, he's pre-Juilliard. Like, he's not living on the
I
streets.
teach cello.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a privileged black man.
how many kids from the hood you know are teaching cello
Right.
to private school girls?
Yeah.
So anyway, they break them up, and then Catherine starts, of course, sleeping with Ronald.
Because why would she not?
If I'm really gonna ruin this girl, let's make her promiscuous and then sleep with the one guy that she's in love with.
Yes.
This is all one big game. So this is all happening, and then she finds out that Sebastian basically like could have won the bet and walked away, and she's disgusted with him.
Yeah.
Because she's like, yo, bro, like
What happened to you?
you're letting your emotions get in the way.
She's
of,
like, you like her?
you're supposed to be a boss.
And
Now-
not just that, it's the fact that, again, she's another nice girl. He's falling for a nice girl, and he's not focusing on the prize, which is getting into her pants.
So this is what I wanted to get to here is like, if he doesn't sleep with Annette, Catherine actually wins the bet.
Yeah. So why is
in
she so
theory,
mad? Yeah.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Why do you think she's so
Why
mad?
is she
Because
so
she's
mad?
actually on her way to winning his car. Like, why do you think she's upset in this moment?
Again, I think it would have been different. Had it been if he tried and she denied him, she wouldn't be upset. Because it's kind of like, oh, you tried and you lost, like, haha. But the fact that it was right there and you didn't, again, it goes back to the emotional tie. She's realizing that he has feelings for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, bruh, like, again, the nice girl is winning out. The nice girl is winning out.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it was one of those things where it's like she just wanted the, like, I don't think she really wanted the car. It was just like she wanted to raise the stakes for him.
Yeah.
She wanted him to win so that she could basically like sleep with him, I guess. But I don't think it was really about like sleeping with him. I think it was more so just like she wanted to be wanted.
Yeah.
And it was like,
That's
oh,
all she
he's
wants.
willing to not get me to get this
to be with
girl.
her. Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah.
happening again.
Yeah.
Like I continue to be usurped by these good girls. So at this point, she basically guilts him
She gets in his head.
into feeling like, yo, like I'm losing my edge. Like this is not who I am. I'm that dude who basically uses women and I'm selfish. So why am I not being selfish? So she guilts him into basically going back to Annette's crib, and he's like, yo, wait.
Well, wait, we missed the sex part.
Yeah.
So what happened was, so after that happens, he starts going crazy because he's like, oh, what happened? Like, I don't know where she is. Because again, she's like, yo, you didn't bang her, you're trash. So now he starts making phone call. He calls the Gregster, and he's like, that's his name. He's like, yo, where is she? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, bruh, don't play with me. He's like, all right. He with some friends, she went somewhere at some train station. And again, this is all very movie magic because she's trying to catch the train to go where she's going. And as she's riding the escalator up with her luggage, he's standing at the top of the escalator with a flower waiting for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, how did you know exactly where she was gonna be? What exit she was gonna come out from the train station?
Well.
You know, it was like at least 4 exits.
She's all that.
So he's standing there. He's waiting for her. And again, going back to the soundtrack, which was immaculate, they're playing Colorblind. I love this song.
I'm impressed.
Well, I'm in love.
Pull me out from inside.
Woof.
Yuck.
And again,
Blah.
and I'm like, when did this love happen? Because y'all went on 2 dates. The first one was 5 minutes in the pool, and then she sunned you. And the second one was at a nursing home, and then y'all laughed and held hands on the way home. That was it.
Dang.
So when did y'all fall in love?
Well, I think we are supposed to believe that he's been kind of planting seeds throughout. But yes, it did feel a little out of left field, especially for this character. Like, I feel like there should have been more gems throughout the film to make us feel like, oh, like he's changing. But
Right.
it seemed to go from like one side of the coin and then it just flipped to the other. But there was no we didn't see the coin turn.
we didn't. So anyway, they meet up. They finally have sex.
Boink fest.
It was very loving and romantic though. It was like a.
It wasn't a boink.
It wasn't
a boink
it
fest.
wasn't a boink fest. It was
a love fest.
It was a kiss on the mouth sex.
Ooh, they were definitely having kiss
Kiss
on the mouth sex. 100%.
Bringing that back to what's that movie?
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. So they did that, and I will say, so when I was younger,
If you haven't listened to the previous episodes, you're gonna be like, why they keep referencing all these other movies? But just go back. It'll make more sense.
so being young little 15-year-old Andrine, I will say this part with they're having sex for the first time and he's they're kissing and he stops and he looks at her and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yes." And my friends were just like, "Oh," he stopped to ask if she was okay. I kid you not, that part was clutches Pearl Cole's neck, it was just oh, it's so sweet. He's a caring guy.
He's in love.
That was the
Actually.
part. That was the part. So now they're together. Now he's smiling. He's walking with roses. He's skipping down the park. He's fixing the bow tie of the bellhop in their house. He's happy.
It's 500 Days of Summer where he's dancing down the streets.
Yeah,
That's what it is. So now he's like, yo, I smashed. I won the bet. But he still won't sleep with Catherine.
Yeah.
So then she's like, yo, you hit? What's good? Let's go.
He's like, no.
And he's
this
like,
is
nah,
stupid.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And she's upset, bro.
pissed.
She's big mad. She's so mad that she threatens to blackmail Sebastian by snitching to Annette's father and basically blowing the entire scheme up and potentially getting him and or her suspended. Not to mention, she has this article in 17 magazine. The whole thing, her whole
thing is she's the virgin. She's the good virgin.
The whole
girl.
thing is basically gonna get blown up. So he's like, nah, chill, don't do that. And I think that's the point. In addition to the guilt trip, it's also the
she
threat
lays into him
of-
about bro, what happened to you?
Yeah, this
You're
is
soft.
and he knows what she's capable of.
Yeah.
So it's yo, I can't keep this up because there's no way I'm gonna be able to maintain this relationship.
When school starts.
And I think she also tells him that, yo, how do you think this is gonna play out?
When school starts,
You're who you are and she's who she is. And she's the headmaster's daughter.
Yeah.
Y'all can't be together.
That's not gonna
bro.
work.
And at the very least, even if it does work out, I'll make sure that it doesn't because I'm Catherine. So then he's like, all right, I can't do this. He basically gets nervous and goes to her crib and just breaks up with her and basically yeah, I didn't mean anything that I said. I just wanted to get in your pants. You were just a conquest for me.
Ugh.
And as he's saying all this, there's tears streaming down his face, which also makes you feel bro, this is not. And she's like, yo, where's this coming from? Why are you saying these things?
She even says, look at you, you're shaking.
Yeah.
You don't believe this. So, fact about this scene right here. So during the movie, Ryan Philippe and Reese Witherspoon were actually together. They were dating. And when they were filming this scene, there's a part where she slaps him. The slap was unscripted. They basically, you got to think about when you're filming scenes, they have different lines and they change it. They're basically yelling at each other, saying mean things for hours. And it got so intense that she ends up slapping him. And they said that when they finished filming the scene, they actually wrapped it. Ryan Philippe went outside and started to vomit because he felt literally sick.
Mm.
I was like, oh, so they were like in character.
Okay.
Yeah, they were acting.
Shout out to them. So then after he breaks up with her, we also find out that Ronald is now basically stops answering Catherine's calls.
Yeah, he went back
and decided to get back with Cecile.
Sebastian helped to facilitate that.
Yep.
He said that he did.
And that was his way of kind of getting back at Catherine for ruining his relationship with Annette. So now, if you're keeping track at home, Catherine's now basically lost 2 men to this naive 8-year-old high school girl. So Catherine's pissed, and she's like, all right, what can I do now?
This is when it gets really ugly.
If it hasn't gotten ugly,
deadly.
up
It gets
to this
deadly
point.
at this point.
So when he comes back to the house, and then he's like, yo, I broke up with her, da 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 da. And then Catherine's like, yeah, but at this point I don't care because I didn't actually want you. Like, you're just a toy, Sebastian.
She
You're
called
just,
him a silly rabbit.
Yeah, like, you're just a little toy that I like to play with.
Ugh.
And yeah, like, I'm actually still not gonna let you smash.
Yeah,
So,
she's like, I don't sleep with losers.
Yeah, that's what she says. I don't
Ugh.
sleep with losers. How dare you actually like have a human connection with another person?
Sebastian
and
is
she decides that she's so upset that he's having this connection with another person, and she still fails to have connection with anyone. That she's like, nah, like, we're supposed to be 2 peas in a pod.
Exactly.
I can't just be the only one. And so now she's like, I have to break them up. Her plan is to get Ronald involved.
Aww.
She calls Ronald over, which
I hate this whole
This
thing.
is now yeah, all right. So I'll explain what happens first. She calls Ronald over, tells Ronald that Sebastian was sleeping with Cecile, and
that he hit her.
Yes, and that he hit her, Catherine. So he's like, yeah, he's abusive to me, and also he's been sleeping with your girlfriend. So then she gets Ronald upset to the point where he's now chasing after Sebastian. Sebastian is heartbroken by the fact that he's messed up this relationship with Annette.
Yeah.
He goes to her house and leaves her a letter.
His journal.
With a
He's
journal.
been writing in, yeah.
So he leaves her a letter that says, like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, yo, this journal that I don't let anybody see, Catherine's never seen it. I want to give it to you so that you have an understanding of, like, who I am and what happened. So now this all leads to this big climax scene where he's sad walking through the streets of New York City. Ronald is trying to find him to, I guess, beat him up.
I mean,
And Annette, who's read this letter and read his journal, wants to meet with him to basically, like, accept his apology. And as this is happening, Ronald gets to him first. He basically accosts him.
Yeah,
They start a
punches
fist fight.
him, yeah.
And
Right next to
he's
traffic.
just like, bro, like, I don't even know why you're hitting me. Like, she
He's
lied
like-
to you.
He's like, Catherine said you hit her. He's like, okay, she's ridiculous. And he's like, what about Cecile? And he's like, okay,
well, that part is true. I did smash. So then he punches him. He's accosting him. And then Annette runs over. She sees what's happening.
she's
She
like,
tries
no,
to get
stop,
involved.
no.
She trips and falls into the middle of the street while the traffic is about to hit her.
And Sebastian saves her.
Sebastian gets up, pushes her out of the way of traffic, and gets blasted by a car. A taxi cab or something.
Yeah, I think it
goes
was a
flying
cab.
in the air, blood,
Yeah.
crying. Oh no.
I love you.
Yes, he's able to whisper
he
out
says,
some
I love
last
you. And
moment
she says, I love
words.
you as well.
And
that's it. Lights out for Sebastian.
Sebastian is no more.
Mm.
So, for all intents and purposes, Catherine killed him.
Yes.
She didn't probably intend for him to die.
But first, how does Ronald get off being so mad? I hate when people do this. Like, oh, you were having sex with Cecile, but you were having sex with Catherine.
That's true.
Like, no one in this movie except for Annette was actually sleeping with one person this entire time.
That's true.
So I'm like, I just couldn't understand. I'm like, you have the gall to be so upset, but it's like, but you were just in her bed like a couple days ago.
Yes.
Like, I couldn't understand. I'm like,
I was also upset with the fact that Ronald is literally laying in bed with Cecile. Catherine calls him
He leaves.
While he's laying next to his girl, the girl that you used to be sleeping with calls you in the middle of the night and is like, "Yo, something crazy happened. I need you to come over here so much. I feel so sad. I feel scared." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be right there."
Yeah, I'm like,
He leaves his girl to go to her house
yeah,
in the middle of the night while she's sleeping.
that's crazy.
Insane.
It's crazy.
So I'm like, yo, this doesn't really make
And
sense.
also, y'all are in high school. Y'all just sleeping over people's house.
Not to
like-
mention the fact that Cecile literally had to sneak out of her house to go
Yes.
to go to Sebastian's house in the
house.
first place. She gets in trouble for it because her mom finds out that she snuck out. She basically gets like grounded or something.
Yeah, 'cause of the
so now
letters.
how is she sleeping in
That's
Ronald's
what-
bed?
I was like, what? How did?
Doesn't really make any sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Long story short, Sebastian's now dead. And we see now
It's the funeral scene.
we're at the funeral, which is happening in the chapel of Manchester Prep.
Mm-hmm.
So now school's in session. Catherine is in uniform. She's got her little Coke vial in her crucifix.
Her rosary beads with Coke inside.
And
the cross.
she's like completely unbothered by this
Yeah.
entire situation. Like she doesn't care that Sebastian's dead. And she's just like, whatever, like, I'm just gonna live my life.
Mm-hmm.
So she's supposed to give the eulogy at the funeral, and there's an exchange between she and Annette in the ladies' room where they're both pretending like they don't know who the other person is, but obviously they've been meddling with one another.
Yeah.
And she's basically like, "Are you okay?" Like, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I really don't even care about this man."
I'm sorry to hear about your brother. Are you okay? I'll be fine. Such a tragedy, isn't it? Yes, it is. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? I'm here if you need a friend. That's great.
Like, she's basically like trying to give her like an out, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm good." It's like, "All right, cool. Like, you good?" And all right.
All right.
So as she goes up, this is like basically now the end of the movie. She goes up to basically try to give his eulogy. She's gonna put on this act as if she cares, and then like students start whispering, and they're
filing out.
They're
of the
all just like
funeral.
leaving the funeral. Like everybody's like, yo,
which is wildly disrespectful.
nah, yeah. She's like, yo, like what's going on? I'm trying to give my speech, like, and it was funny not only because all the students are whispering to each other, getting up and like filing out of the funeral, but like not a single adult stands up.
Right, yeah,
So, like,
it's all the kids.
You're just seeing all these kids just leave en masse, and all the adults just continue to sit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, something must be happening.
Right.
All right. I'm just gonna keep sitting here. So she's like, "You guys this is so rude. Where are you guys leaving?" And then Bittersweet Symphony just starts playing in the background, and that's when you know it's about to hit.
And then she
comes
She goes
outside.
outside. And Cecile delivers her. First of all, there's copies of the journal. Everybody has a copy in their hands. And Cecile has a stack of them. And she struts over and gives her one and then turns away. And you can see like the bet, a picture of her that says like, "I'm a bitch." It has like deceitful,
Promiscuous,
liar,
deceitful,
coke addict, like,
drug addict. But he also has "My love" over her head. If you notice that.
Yeah, I did see that.
So it's like, this was the one woman that he's like always was pining over until he met Annette. And that's really the whole point of this whole thing for me is like, she knew he was the one person that actually cared about her, and then he didn't anymore.
Yeah, there's a plot hole there because this journal is what he writes in all the time, allegedly. But like the first page is Catherine and second page is Annette. So I'm like, where are the rest of the girls, rest of his conquest?
Maybe he started in the back.
He just tore those pages out of the,
he
out of the journal.
started in the back of the journal and then he wrote to the front. I don't know. It doesn't really make
And I
sense.
still don't really understand how Annette like fell for him after. Like you saw their journal, and so it's like, so you learned this man had a bet with his stepsister to smash you in order to smash her, and then you were like, "Oh, I love him." I just couldn't quite get that connection.
Well, apparently he explains it in the letter that he wrote her. I mean, I don't know. It's not great, but it's also the fact that like we are led to believe that he did actually fall for Annette. So
Yes.
for whatever that's worth, they did somehow build a real connection with each other. The whole school now finds out what she did, how she's a
Rhapsody.
manipulator, how she's a coke addict, and that's the end of Catherine as we know it.
Yeah, the headmaster
comes out.
Mm-hmm.
He basically opens up her little crucifix coke vial, and he's like shaking his head like, "This is so pathetic." And the whole school is just looking at her like, "Damn, you got your brother killed. You suck." And she's just like, damn, it's over.
It's over.
And then the final shot, we see Annette
Which makes no sense.
driving off in the Jaguar.
Yeah. Why did she get it?
How did she get it?
It's like,
She wasn't family.
It's like he didn't have a will, I'm pretty sure. And even if he did, I'm sure she wasn't in it. So I'm like, I don't know how
I don't know. And it's like Sebastian's family is definitely not giving this girl that he had a summer fling with his vintage Jaguar. How does she get it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It made no sense to me. It made no sense to me.
So that's the end of the movie. On that note, did you have
themes?
What is your
Themes.
what's the theme of this movie for you?
High school relationships are trash.
I like that.
That's what I got. I was watching this and I was just like I said before, not one person in this movie was monogamous save for Annette. And even still, she still cheated on Trevor.
Oh, she did.
She's a whole boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I'm like, not one person in this movie really.
And then when
I mean, I will give a pass.
she's gonna move back to Kansas, and then he's gonna be like, "Where'd you get this car from?" It's like, well, this is a long story. Trevor, you might want to sit down.
Here's some cherries.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, to me.
Also, I'm not a virgin anymore. Let's start there.
So I feel like the only person who gets a pass to me is Cecile because she was manipulated and she was groomed. So I'll give her the pass.
She would.
But by the end, it was like they turned her out. Like, I don't know what happened to her. So
that
it was like
sad. That's a sad character.
Yeah, it was like someone who gets a hit. It's like watching Snowfall. You get that first hit, and then like you become addicted. It was like that. Now she's like a nympho. So I'm like, I'm not quite sure what happened with her character. But yeah, no one.
What did you say? She had cognitive
deficit.
Cognitive deficit. Yeah.
That's what I saw. But yeah, I was watching it and I'm like, these people are all trash. And watching this movie, I'm like, oh, so basically what I'm getting is like, don't trust your high school girlfriend / boyfriend to not cheat on you because every single person in this movie was smashing somebody else. I think on a larger scale, one of the themes was just like showing how the upper class, upper crust people, how they just like their morality just, again, in general sense, morality is not really there, and they kind of just do things to amuse themselves.
Because they know they can get away.
Because they can get away with it. Exactly. Like that's kind of the two things that I saw that just hit me in the face. I was like, oh, everybody here is trash, and like this is all just a game. Because there were no redeeming qualities to Catherine. And Sebastian, like the redemption was he happened to fall in love with someone. Like,
yeah,
you know, like they weren't good people at all.
I also feel like they didn't really explain why. Like how did these two rich kids become so awful and so like unapologetic about their awfulness?
It's got to be the parents.
Who again were like absent for most of this film. Yeah. So maybe it's like they're neglected. Potentially there's some sort of trauma, which is why he's in therapy in the first place. Mm-hmm. But again, this is all speculative. They don't really explain it. I guess the first thing that I came up with was just being too cool isn't cool. Like I feel like Sebastian particularly is trying so hard to be like this cool guy who's above the fray, who's like nonplussed by human emotion.
Yeah.
And he's trying so hard to be this cool person, but it's like, you're actually just a jerk and people don't like you because of this. So it's like, you're actually less cool because you're trying so hard to be cool. But I think the other piece is that like when you're constantly using people for your own personal gain, the only thing that ends up happening is that you just alienate yourself.
Yeah.
And so we see that Catherine particularly, and Sebastian for most of this film, just uses other people because she feels like this is the only way that she can connect. It's like this very backwards way of thinking of like, oh, every time I try to get with somebody, they don't want to be with me. So I'm going to screw other people over and that's going to help people want to like take me more seriously. But in the end, we see that she not only loses everyone around her, loses every guy that she sleeps with, but now she's also lost her reputation because now it's not even hidden the fact that she's an awful person. She's no longer going to be student body president. She probably is not even going to be able to go to Manchester Prep anymore. They're probably going to kick her out.
It's over.
So then it's just like, yeah, like you just alienated yourself further because you didn't take other people into consideration.
That's a shame. So I have 3 facts left. First, really quickly, Columbia Pictures wanted Katie Holmes to play Annette, which I think would have worked.
Yeah.
Because she definitely has that girl next door, from Dawson's Creek character. But
Reese worked.
But the director said that she didn't think that Katie had enough strength of character to play the role.
Yikes.
Yeah, that sounds like, kind of some shade there. But then, of course...
I mean, Reese Witherspoon is a better actor, so I'm not that upset with the choice.
There's more depth there. And then... so the scene where Cecile sneaks out of her room the very first time to meet Sebastian to write those letters to Ronald, and she puts like this doll on her bed with like a red hoodie over it. The director said that they wanted to put the red hoodie on to signify a Little Red Riding Hood going to meet the big bad wolf.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, that's great. Because of course he was clearly a predator and an animal, so that made sense.
Awful person.
And then lastly, which is the one that people are probably aware of, this film was released a long time after the original novel, which was in 1782. Is a French book. In English, it's Dangerous Liaisons. And so I was interested to see like what the different parallels were between the original novel and the movie that we all know and love, or loved, past tense. And generally speaking, the storyline was very consistent. Instead of being high schoolers, of course, they were adults. That was really the main difference. But even down to like having like a music instructor that she slept with was all really there. I will give you just a little snippet of the ending. So I'm going to use the characters based as how we know them in the movie. So in the book, what they did was they had Ronald and Sebastian had a duel where Sebastian is fatally wounded. But before he dies, he gives the letters to Ronald that proved that Catherine was involved. So that's the kind of a difference there. Ronald gets the letters there. The letters were sufficient to ruin her reputation so that Catherine had to flee to the countryside where she contracted smallpox. Her face was then left permanently scarred and she is rendered blind in one eye. So she loses her greatest asset, her beauty. So Catherine is done. Like she's an outcast. Like back then, like when you're scarred or disfigured, you're basically, outcast in society. So her story is over. Desperate with guilt and grief, Annette succumbs to a fever and dies.
So she doesn't get the jaguar in the in the French version. Okay.
No. And then lastly, Cecile. So in the original story, Cecile was actually supposed to be going to a convent as a nun. And she got completely destroyed by Sebastian. So in the book, Cecile ends up going back to the convent, but she's now dishonored. End of story. So everyone's story.
That's pretty French.
So everyone's story was completely, it's
no happy
trash.
endings.
Not at all.
It is a
tragedy,
textbook tragedy,
a real tragedy.
You ready to give your rewind rating?
This hurts my heart.
Oh no.
This hurts my heart.
Oh no.
So, if you had asked 15-year-old Angelina, I'd have been like 5. Like, love this movie. Watching it back, it was just so disturbing. There's just so many negative, predatory. Ugh.
Not a movie that ages well.
not even close.
No.
This movie would never be made today. It just wouldn't.
Absolutely not.
So just based on looking at today's standards, 2.5. Woo! And I hate it because, like, I know. I loved this movie, but looking at it in today's age as a 40-year-old woman, this is a 2.5, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. I think on top of like the content being really not great, I think just like the plot line is really immature. The acting's a little over the top. Not so much the acting itself, because I think the actors did a good job, but just the way the script is written is just like very like, look at these spicy, awful people that love having sex. Like that's really like the whole point of this movie, really. So yeah, I don't know. I probably should have thought about this before we started recording, but I'm like, now you said a 2.5 and I'm just like, oh wow, like is that where I'm at? I will say, like, watching this movie over, having not seen it in probably 2 decades, I was like, yeah, this movie's actually not very good. And there aren't a lot of redeeming qualities to it.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I might have to go 2.5 as well. Like, it's like, I think the one thing that is enjoyable about this movie is like some of the quips and the jokes are still very entertaining. But like you don't connect with any of the characters. None of them are really, I mean, Annette, I guess, but then you're also like, why are you cheating on your boyfriend?
Yeah.
And why are you falling for this guy? Like, you should know better. So yeah, I don't know. I'll just go 2.5 too, because this is It's not the best. It's not the best, guys. But we would love to hear how you feel about this movie, like, because I'm sure some of you might feel differently.
We're gonna hear it in the comments.
But it's also a fact of like, rewatch it. Like, if you don't go off your memory, like rewatch it now as an adult and then see if you're still messing with this film.
Better yet,
obviously it wasn't hitting for us.
Better yet, if you have kids, do you want your 15-year-old watching this movie?
Absolutely not.
Let's start there. Let's start there.
That's out. I don't want my 25-year-old watching this movie.
All right, guys, hit us up at RR90spod or send us an email at rewindrewatch1990s@gmail.com.
All right, see you soon.
Later.